I bought a planner for the first time in probably 5 years. How did I know that this was the right planner? Let's discuss. Are you overwhelmed by motherhood and barely keeping your head above water? Are you confused and frustrated by how all the other moms make it look so easy? You can't figure out how to manage the chaos in your mind, your home, or your family. I get you, mama. Parenting with ADHD is hard. Here is your permission slip to let go of the Pinterest-worthy visions of organization and structure fit for everyone else. Let's do life like our brains do life, creatively, lovingly, and with all our might. When we embrace who we are and how our brains work, we can figure out how to live our lives successfully and, in turn, lead our families well. At the end of the day, we just want to be good moms. But, spoiler alert, you are already a great mom. ADHD does not mean you're doomed to be a hot mess, mama. You can rewrite your story from shame spiral to success story. And I'll be right here beside you to cheer you on. Welcome to Motherhood in ADHD. Hey there, Successful Mama. It's your friend, Patricia Sung. I love a new office supply. They make my heart happy. I love the stickers and the pens and the bedazzling and all that stuff, and it's totally distracting from my actual job of planning, but it doesn't change how much I love it. So I have tempered back my love of purchasing the new things and focused on really what do I need to do for the planning, and if I have time, I can decorate it great, but if I don't, it's okay. Sometimes you need the happy dopamine of a cool new sticker. But I'm also okay with just the planning part now, that I've gotten used to it, and I've gotten better at it, and it's gotten so much easier. So today I'm going to take you through the 2 major mistakes that people with ADHD make when they are choosing their planner, and then what are the things you need to think about in order to choose the planner that is right for you. But how did I know this was the right planner? Given that I have not bought a planner in 5 years, I have been using basically an Excel spreadsheet that I have templated out to be what I want it to be. And it's worked great because you know what? I had bought all the planners. I used to use the school planner when I was a kid. I've bought the $10 one you can find at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. I have bought the Erin Condren, the Horatios, the Plum planners, the Rocket books. I've done the bullet journal. And where I landed was the Excel spreadsheet really worked for the last few years. The way that my life was set up, it worked. But I had found myself in the last couple of months not using the system I had in place. And at first I was like, I am a teacher of planners and I'm not using my planner. And I realized that I had gotten to the point where most of my routines had solidified where I didn't need to have them written down anymore, which is the goal. That's the goal. I made it to the goal. I made it. Da-da-da! So a lot of my personal stuff had gotten sorted out and I don't have to write down do laundry. I just do the laundry. I don't have to write down the meal plan. I do the meal plans. I'm not the best at it, but it's good enough, But my work stuff has had a lot of shifts in the last couple of months with my team changing, and all of a sudden, the system that I was using wasn't really fitting with the season that I was in. And I was noticing, I got a lot of Post-it notes here and, list scrabble there. And I got my ClickUp task, and all of a sudden I realized, ooh, this isn't quite working. So what do I need to do to adjust my system to fit the season that I'm in? So what prompted me to buy a new planner, given that I've just been using my Excel spreadsheet for quite some time, is that when we were at the retreat, one of the mamas brought her Hobonichi planner. I fell in love because I realized it hit all the things that I need in a planner, and I had yet to find a planner that hit all the boxes. That's why I designed my own and have been using it for 5 years. And then I saw the Hobonichi and the angels sang and the sky opened and the light shone, and I was like, I think this is it. Now, I won't know until next year if this works. So I will report back. I will give a part 2 of the planner. But I want to talk you through, how did I figure out, this was worth buying? It is worth changing my system that had gotten a little off kilter to move to this system. How did I know that this is worth buying? Because, spoiler alert, the perfect planner is the one that you're going to use. I am not going to tell you to buy one specific planner in this episode because everybody needs something different, and you are going to need different things in different seasons. The way that I set up my day when I had preschool pickup and drop off in mid-morning and midday, and my day was chopped up into a bunch of small chunks which is honestly not how I work the best. Like that was a different way of planning than now where both my kids are in school, but I have a lot more client meetings. Like I need different things, and it is okay to choose different things in different seasons. And it's not that you're doing something wrong. And it's not that like, oh, wow, you're just such a screw up that you can't stick with the system. Like sometimes the system isn't meant to be forever. Sometimes the system has to change because you've changed or your kids have changed or your life has changed. And that's okay. What we're going to look at right now is where are the two places that most people get wrong about planners and why they don't work so that you can actually choose the one that will fit what you need. So here are the two things that people with ADHD get wrong when they go to choose a planner. Number one, your calendar is not a to-do list, and your to-do list is not a calendar. Your planner brings both of these things together to make the plan, but your planner is neither a calendar nor a to-do list. It is a combination of the two to bring the plan together. So how do we differentiate these in our heads? A calendar is the list of things that you have to do at a certain time. It also probably includes where you need to be, but the whole point of a calendar is that you have to do this thing at this time. It is not changeable. It's not shifting around. The calendar tells you exactly where you have to be and when. That means that this is something that gets filled out in advance, and then it pretty much stays the same. Yes, you're going to have some things change around, like yes, maybe that doctor's appointment gets moved over here. But generally speaking, like once you put the thing on the calendar, it's going to stay there or maybe get moved like once or twice because there was some kind of emergency. But like generally speaking, the calendar stays the same. On the other hand, your to-do list is what you would like to do. And there are things on there that you have to do, but they are activities that can happen at any time. There is no required moment in time where you must be doing that thing. In that case, it would be on the calendar. The to-do list is a list of things that you would like to do that you can change when they happen. It's constantly changing. It's constantly shifting. It's going to be changed by your priorities and your values and like what's going on and, whatever pops up that day, that's going to change. So we take these two things, the calendar that is a fairly static list that is not going to change much, and your to-do list is the list of things that you'd like to do, but they don't have to be done at a certain time. Then the planner is the combination of how are you going to make all those things happen based on what you have to do and the things that you would like to or need to get done at some point. They come together into the plan for the day. So our planner is filled out in a more like present moment timeline. The calendar's been filled out. We've known about that doctor's appointment for weeks or months. The plan is made not long before the plan happens. Like, yes, we are going to do some forward planning, but like generally speaking, the plan is happening in a more current time frame. So if I'm making my plan for the day or I'm making my plan for the week, I might plan for the month. But even that is going to be like a very like rough plan that has more flexibility to it. So when we think about the planner is made up of the calendar and the to-do list, we can see how people with ADHD will take their calendar and then put all the to-do list stuff piled in there. And all of a sudden, everything's in one place and it's super overwhelming. And you miss the things that you have to do at the certain time. They can't live together all the time. We only put them together when it's time to plan. Because when we have ADHD, we are not good at prioritizing. That is one of the basic executive functions that we ain't good at. When we put everything on a prioritization list, we think that everything is important and everything is urgent. Because I gotta get it done, and then we start freaking out about like, well, what if I forget? I gotta get this done now, oh my goodness. Or it's like, well, this is a really cool project and I want to do it all right now. So our brain does not understand time. So we think everything is urgent. And because we're worried about missing something, everything is important. And there is no delineation of what the actual priority of something is because they all fell in urgent and important. This is one of the skills that I teach you in daily planning because when we create the Eisenhower matrix of the things that are urgent versus important, one of the key things we have to consider is the timeline. That's why I teach about this in daily planning because time, if you're anything like me, is like totally elusive and I don't understand it. So I have to think about it in a very different way. And that's why I teach that skill in the class because if you're trying to prioritize by time and you don't understand time, good luck. It's going to be way harder. What is urgent in terms of today is very different than what's urgent if you're writing your goal list for all of 2025. Because let's be honest here, if you're saying, hey, I got to take the trash out today because trash day's tomorrow, that's urgent. But I also want to finish my 4-year degree. And, if I don't finish soon, then I'm going to lose my credit. So that's also urgent. I got to get that done. And you're putting on your to-do list the things that are important today and also in the next 4 years. Of course you're overwhelmed. Obviously. That's super. I'm overwhelmed just thinking about putting a 4-year degree on my to-do list. That's a lot. So when we with ADHD try to put our calendar and our to-do list in one location, we miss it. We miss the things that are actually need to get done. And you're not going to notice that you have a dentist appointment on Thursday if you're worried about trying to plan out the next 4 years of your degree. It's too much stuff in one place. So when you're looking at your planner, what are you actually planning? Your planner needs to be the plan you need for right now. And for some people, they can plan a whole week. Some people can only plan today, and their brain can compute all that. Some people are going to look at the whole week and be like, whoa, man, that's too much. So if you're looking at your planner view, you want to pick the one that gives you the information you need. Do you need a weekly planner? Do you need a daily planner? What's the amount of information that you need to see to make a good plan without getting overwhelmed? But your calendar is something different. It goes elsewhere. Yes, you need to include it in making your plan, but we can't put them on one home. So when you're buying this planner, are you using it to hold your calendar and do your planning? Do you have a separate calendar? Do you have a separate planner? You can choose any one of the options, but you want to pick the one that's right for you. So for example, I keep my calendar on my Google Calendar. It's digital. That way it's always the same everywhere. I'm not constantly erasing things and moving them over here. And I can share those appointments with my husband, and I can put it on our Skylight calendar, and other people can see them. And if I change my calendar, theirs gets changed too. But the calendar lives digitally, and everyone can access it that needs to access it in the way that I have it set up. But my planner, that's for me. So my planner is paper. I plan on paper because I need to be able to see what's going on. So for you, what do you need to see? Do you have capacity to look at a full month? Is that too much? No, I want to look at just a week. Do you want to look at a day? What is going to make sense for your brain and how you're planning? And again, this is going to be very different. If you are working a corporate job and you have tons of meetings, you might need more details because you got a lot of stuff going on and you're changing all day. If you're home with a newborn right now, you might be good with a simpler version because you don't have to keep track of all the details because you ain't got time for that, or you're not sleeping enough to keep track of all that. You can create the system that fits what you need right now. And it's okay that you're using one system for this 3 months, and then next season you have another option. We also need to consider, is this something that's portable and it's going to go with you places, or is it going to stay in one place? So for me, my calendar is digital. It goes everywhere with me. My planner is a notebook. It mostly stays at my house. Sometimes it goes with me. But if you're somebody who loses a lot of stuff, you probably don't want something that goes with you. You want it to be stationary and attached to something so it can't leave. What do you need? Do you wish there was a way to feel confident about your day? To know exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there, and what you need to do today? I know what it's like to buy 15 different planners and not use any of them for more than a week or two. When you're tired of disappointing your family, your boss, and yourself. Imagine with me that tonight, when you look back at your day, you know that you did the things on your to-do list. You showed up well. You feel productive and accomplished. That's why I created Daily Planning for ADHD Moms, where I teach you how to keep a calendar and organize your to-do list. When you learn these skills from another ADHD brain in super short videos, they finally make sense. So now you'll be able to keep up with the commitments you've made and feel confident in how you're organizing your day. You'll walk away with an easy-to-stick-to 3-step system to keep up with your calendar and a simple way to sort through the giant to-do list and figure out what actually matters. Plus, we have a weekly accountability group so you can ask questions when you're stuck and jump back on the wagon when you fall off. Because you will fall off. That's just part of ADHD. But now you will know how to prepare for that. So if you're ready to figure out your day in a way that makes sense both for mom life and an ADHD brain, I want to help you make this happen. Join me at bit.ly/ADHD plan That's bit.ly/ADHDPLAN. It's all lowercase letters. I cannot wait to see you feel confident and competent in how you run your family life. A question that I already touched on is like, who needs to see this information? In terms of my calendar, my husband needs to see the calendar. My kids need to see some of the calendar, but like none of them need to see my planner. My planner, it makes my husband's head like explode when he looks at my planner. Like he's like, whoa, what is this nonsense? Because for him, that's not how his brain works. So I'm giving him the information digitally that he needs, but he is not looking at my planner and being like, what the heck? Because also that used to really bother me that he would insult my planner. And I'm like, dude, this isn't for you. The plan is for me. You don't need to like my planner because it's not your plan. So I give him the digital calendar information that he needs and only that. And he's not looking at my like brain chaos on the paper because not for him. Another thought is like, how big is your handwriting? If you're doing a paper calendar, like I'm in love with this Hobonichi right now, but like I write really small. For some people, that's not going to work because their grid paper is super tiny. How much space do you need to write? Do you need extra notes? Like I already know that like, even though I'm going to have the Hobonichi for my planner, like I'm not going to get rid of my bullet journal. My bullet journal still goes everywhere with me. It has all my brain dumps. But like to me, like this is really the crux of like whether or not the Hobonichi is going to make it to be like the planner of all planners is that there's no space for me to brain dump in there. And I do a lot of brain dumping with my planning. So I'm like, is this 2-book system going to work? I might be like, nope, too much work. And scrap it and go back to my one piece of paper. I don't know yet. We're going to find out. But like, do you need some extra things there? There's a ton of planners that have like quarterly goal setting and dream pages and all this stuff. And some people really love that. I'm like, please stop putting extra junk in here and telling me what to do. Everybody's different. Do you want to have like the extra, like, you know, the floral design or the like cheetah print over here? Like, do you need that extra stuff to bring joy? Some people really like that. Some people are like, just give me a piece of paper. That's it. So you want to pick these on your tendency because again, going back, the planner that's right for you is the one you're going to use. So as you answer all of these questions, you have a list of things that your planner needs to have for you to be happy with it. And once you know, I have to have a paper planner, it has to have a lot of space for writing, it needs to be here, it needs to do this. When you have that list of like 6 or 7 criteria, then when you go to look for them, immediately you will know like, oh look, this planner has very tiny spaces, I need places for big handwriting. Eliminated. And you'll be able to get rid of like 90% of options just by going through the requirements that you know you need to make this work for you. Now, the second big mistake that I see people with ADHD do is expect the planner to solve all their problems. You know, if this is you, how you're like, I'm going to buy this planner and it's going to solve all my life problems and then I'm finally going to be organized because I bought this planner. Listen, owning a planner, even if it is the perfect planner for you, is not going to solve your organizational problems if you either don't know how to use the planner or you don't have a plan on you're going to use the planner. It's as though you go through and research like all the vacuum cleaners and you know you have looked at every vacuum cleaner, you know all the specifications, you have come down and you have chosen the glorious Dyson is the one for you, or you're like, cool, I just need this $15 dustbuster from Walmart, and you know, you buy it and you're like, ta-da, I bought the perfect vacuum cleaner for me. And then expecting the vacuum cleaner just magically clean your house. The vacuum cleaner is not going to clean your house. You have to use the vacuum cleaner and you have to know how to use the vacuum cleaner. Because if you never use the vacuum cleaner, obviously nothing's going to get cleaned. And if you use it incorrectly, it also is not going to clean your house. So you have to know how to use it and then have the plan of like when you're going to actually use it. This is why my very first class was daily planning for ADHD moms. I want you to know how to use a calendar. How do you use a planner? Because if you don't know how to use the planner, you're not going to use it. And you're just going to like dump all your stuff in. And again, you're going to have the goals for today and for all of 2025 on that list. And then it's not helpful to you. Because as soon as you start missing the dentist appointment on Thursday, you're like, this isn't working. We have to know how to use it. And I teach you that in a way that makes sense for your brain in this course. You know how to find the things that you're actually going to get done today. You know how to make sure that the things all get written in the calendar at the time that need to be written down so they don't get lost in the shuffle. And you create these habits and systems that fit you so that you'll actually use the calendar, use the planner, and be able to keep on top of all the things that you need to keep on top of as a mom so that you know you didn't miss another, you forgot to pack the lunch for the field trip this week, or you forgot to turn in that paper for signing up for piano recitals, and then your kid doesn't get to perform even though you've been practicing this stupid same song for the last 3 months. Like, this is what the planner does, is it creates an external brain system for you. So you don't have to keep all this in your head, because it's too many details as a mom to keep in your head. We can't do it. We need somewhere to keep that. And the planner and the calendar serve as a external hard drive for you to keep this information. And then the plan is the way you set it up so that you can actually get all of it done. Now, I want you to have these skills going into 2025 so that you're setting up your new calendar and you're ready to go in a way that makes sense. So that you're starting off the year with this fresh, crispy paged planner, knowing you know when you're going to make the plan and that it has all the information you need. So for my birthday this year, this is the birthday sale. This is the birthday promo. Is you can purchase the template that I've been using for the last 5 years that works great for keeping things really simple and planning out what needs to happen this week. Or you can buy daily planning. And in that course, figure out how do you actually use the planner so that you don't fill in 4 pages and it goes onto a shelf to die and collect dust for the next 3 years. And then you come back and be like, oh, look, another failed planner. No, we're not doing that. You can build the skills to learn how to use the planner and when you're going to use the planner so that you actually get the stuff done. You show up where you need to be on time. You get done the things that you need to get done because you're only looking at the things that matter right now. You're not looking at the other 53 things that your brain's like, I gotta do this. You do, but not right now. You don't have to do that today. So go check out the show notes, get the link, grab the template for my daily plan, or grab the course on how to use it, whatever planner you buy. It literally works for any planner. And with those skills, go into 2025 knowing that you know what to do, you know where to be, you know what needs to get done, so that you can build that confidence in yourself again. So when you go into the show notes, you will see the link to go grab the template. It's just a couple bucks. I've never sold this separately, like outside of my courses. So this is like, it's a new shiny new thing, a new office supply, but digital. Head over to that link and grab that template. They'll send you a PDF immediately. Or if you want to learn daily planning and figure out how do I actually use the syncing planner so that I can do what I need to do, you're going to go to patriciasung.com/ADHD calendar. And that part's all one word, ADHD CALENDAR, all one word. And you're going to drop in that coupon code birthday to get the course for just $147. So go grab that course while it's on sale. Celebrate with me. I made it another year around the sun. And you're going to hit this next year knowing what to do, where you need to be, and making it so much easier to feel like you're in control of your day. Again, that's patriciasung.com/ADHD calendar. And the promo is birthday, all capital letters. Now the promo goes through Tuesday, December 17th. And if you get confused, go to the show notes. It's in there too. So I'm off to celebrate, and I'll talk to you soon. Successful Mama. For more resources, classes, and community, head over to my website, motherhoodinadhd.com.